Hello guys, and welcome back to Rule the Waves 3. Our war against Italy continues. You know, I just realized for this battle, I never set my actual anything for air. Didn't really think of it. Doesn't matter. We are currently attacking an enemy merchant convoy, and we've already achieved our objective in the last episode, sinking 6 transports. The Brits are here helping us, but they've lost 2 out of 3 of the light cruisers that they had. Probably in large part because there's an enemy battle cruiser here with 16-inch guns, 42,000 tons. My admiral's spawns are pretty agile, however, so we've been continuing fighting. We're burning through our heavy AA ammo. Oh yeah. And that's an unnecessary torpedo. We've turned north just because the enemy light cruisers have started facing us, so I thought we'd turn so that we don't run directly into them and some destroyers, because that would suck. Let's turn east. What is all this? That's the champion trying to get home with a small escort. That's what that is. I feel like the Latona is not in a good position. But, whatever. We got some enemy destroyers here as well. Some easy things to shoot at. We are going to try to stay in the area to blow up more ships if at all possible. We're definitely dealing some good damage because we are landing hits. Yeah, it's sinking and on fire, this enemy light cruiser already. No, we're not picking up any survivors. That's definitely not happening. That light cruiser is definitely sinking. The CL Helgoland only has 20% of main ammo remaining. Really? Oh man, why so little? Yeah, the ammo on all of our ships is really low on main ammo. We've just burned through all of it during this fight. Well, we can make one more pass and then run for cover, I guess. Oh, turn, the fucking battlecruiser's coming up on us. Alright, you know, this might be a good time to just turn and get the fuck out of here. This might be a really good time to just do that. Yeah, okay, I think I'm gonna do that. Because we're basically out of main ammo at this point. So we might as well just try to escape. Okay, so the battle is over. We lost 2 light cruisers. Both of them were Great Britons. We sank 2 enemy destroyers and 12 merchant ships. We came out positive on points, sort of barely. We didn't pick up any survivors, but we kind of both. It succeeded in our objectives. They had 4 surviving merchants. We sank 6 transport. And that worked out pretty well. Apparently, I think just, you know, the value of the ships overall, though, was in our favor. We both lost a roughly equal amount of aircraft. The Great Britain ships, that doesn't really hurt me very much. Only the points hurt me, if anything at all. And so we got pretty good. Minor victory, 1 prestige, some good ratio from that. Now, this upcoming turn here, we're going to have our actual battleships done. Our main battleships are finally out of the dry dock. And the Brits are trying to sell me tech. Yeah, sure. I'll get it cheapest from you, so. Maximum carrier size, increase, and Italian float plane information, top speed, combat radius. That doesn't really affect me very much. Catapults on aircraft carriers. Forces fighting valiantly in Sardinia. It seems like we're winning there. A coastal sub of ours torpedoed and damaged an Italian battleship. Enemy submarine torpedoed and damaged our battleship. Thankfully, it's one of the old ones. It was the only old one that's not in a dry dock. Well, it is in one now. Destroyer sank an enemy mine-laying submarine. An enemy submarine sank one of our corvettes. A corvette sank an enemy submarine. In West Africa, the French and Japanese fought. The French lost 2 destroyers. Japan lost a destroyer and a carrier. Wow. Okay. 240 VPs gained. God damn, this war keeps going. Austria Hungary, Japan in a state of war. Okay. Victory points reduced. So, because Japan joined the war, we are now losing the war. Because Japan, someone that's really no threat to me, has joined the war, we are now losing the war despite the fact that we were winning it like 2-1 a moment ago, and the fact that we still vastly just outdo our enemy. Yeah, no, we're losing the war now, somehow. That's stupid as fuck. Well, fuck all of our victories then, I guess. At least we have our battleships out, but they're not in very good quality because they just came out of dry dock. Guess I just have to keep fighting because I just went from winning to losing in a turn. You know, now is when it's going to be like, oh, let's make peace. You know, now that I count as losing, literally just because somebody joined the war against a country that's already at war with so many other countries, which is so fucking stupid. Why would that make me start losing? I don't understand. I lost half of my VPs. More than that, I think. And we have another battle, supportive land combat. You know, that's such a demoralizing thing to see, like in real life. When I'm beating my opponent so badly and then someone joins the war that's already at war with so many other countries that they don't stand a chance. And that somehow makes me losing this war, despite the fact that me and Great Britain alone are stronger than them. And I was kicking ass. And Japan's at war with America and France, in addition. I don't understand that. That's the stupidest shit I've ever seen. But unfortunately, I can't change it. So we have our heavy cruisers, we have some light cruisers, a bunch of destroyers. No Brits are here, and we expect enemy carriers to battle in support of land combat. Let's see what happens. We've already spotted an enemy ship. Unknown ship coming right at us. Let's speed up and kind of try to turn into this bitch. We're about to be in range pretty early on here. We're already in range of some things. We just don't fully know what we're up against yet. You're gonna have to turn down a little bit more. Like, my main group here is not actually in that great of a position. Let's turn my main group up. Get behind the other group. Send the other group forward first because they have more of a complete line. It's gonna slow me down like crazy. But it is better if these guys come in first. I swear to God, if that's a legitimate battleship, I'm just going to throw a fit. Because that would not be good. Heavy cruisers or not, you know, they're not taking out enemy battleships. Looks like it's a CA line. Okay. It's a line of enemy heavy cruisers. That's not as bad. Because our heavy cruisers are just superior to theirs in general. It feels like they're doing a rush of their destroyers at me. Let's turn up and away from that. Just in case they do launch anything. We just don't want to be in that position. They might just have been trailing after their main ships. I don't really have an objective here. I'm just being myself. I'm sure they're after something. I don't know what that something is, but I'm sure they're after something. Let's give them an opportunity to kind of keep up with me. Let's go down to 25 knots and see when they show back up. We've already taken some hits on the Frundsberg. I guess? Maybe not the Frundsberg? No, it's the Frundsberg. What kind of hit did you take? I don't see any damage. You have a jammed turret. Okay, you didn't take a hit. That's stupid. What it shows is hit point loss. Okay, so we shot down some of their aircraft. We did minor damage. Oh no, we sank an enemy submarine. I did some minor damage to some ships, so we technically won that, even though nothing else really happened. They didn't gain any VPs, we gained some VPs. Glorious victory of our Navy raised the hopes of the nation. Prestige improves. Yeah, hopes of the nation. We're still losing. Even though we were winning, we're just, you know, losing now because Japan... I'm so pissed off about that, man. Why? The army wants more resources to prepare for a great offensive that will decide the war. Well, I need fucking anything. So, yeah. Give them some more funding. I need to get my VPs back. The game just stole half my VPs. Because fucking Japan entered the war. When Great Britain entered the war, the enemies didn't fucking lose anything. So I really don't understand what happened there. Increases submarine attack capability. Well, that's cool. French torpedo bomber entered service better than ours. Fighter entered service fighting valiantly in Sardinia. Submarine has been sunk by enemy aircraft. Enemy submarine sank our corvette. Corvette sank enemy submarine. Corvette sank enemy submarine. Corvette sank enemy submarine. Our battleship Vienne, which is a Budapest, hit a mine in the Mediterranean and is damaged. She will be in a dockyard for 4 months. Well, that's not good. She just got out of the dockyard. She's been in it for a year. French government notes we're both at war with Japan. We could formalize our relations. Yeah, sure. Why not? Maybe they'll join us against Italy and we'll start winning again. I don't know. But we're allies, so we can work together if Japan shows up in the Mediterranean, which they have. Japan has shown up in the Mediterranean, so now the friendships will help me against the Japanese. Not so much against the Italians, though, so we're still technically losing. You have no idea how much that pisses me off. That pisses me off so much that we're losing when we have been kicking ass in hard-fought battles. Like, that's some fucking bullshit, man. We do have some new destroyers. So I guess we need a new division for these. The 4th Destroyer Division gets 3 new Pythons. Needs to set role as screen. And then get a commander. Just somebody above average, ideally. I don't want to use these poor ship handler persons, but I don't know if they actually matter when they're on a division and not on a ship. It could be fine. Maybe. Oh, we have someone that's aggressive. That's better. Let's go ahead and assign that. We have a battleship engagement, which has our old battleships in a core behind our new battleships, the 4 that are not in the dry dock. We have some light cruisers here, a fuck ton of destroyers, a scout force made up of 8 heavy cruisers, and some destroyer screens. No Brits or Frenchies for us. This will be interesting. The enemy 2 destroyers unable to take part. That's fine. Given where we are, we won't really have any access to air, so just suppress their airfields. This is off the coast of Greece, as we could see here. The enemy doesn't have a lot of battleships left. We have 8 out here. No, we have 7 out here right now. But the enemy should only have like 3 or 4 even available. So, all right, we found the enemy ships. We found the enemy fleet. It's already kind of turning away from us, which is not what I want. Let's turn you guys away. It's like it's running away from us, which I guess it should, given the circumstances, but also, like, what the fuck? You're just gonna run away? We have no objectives. It's literally just a battleship engagement, so we're gonna head up and try to encounter them, I suppose. Our old battleships are only going 20 knots. The new ones are going 26. All right, looks like we're getting in range of something. Let's shift northeast. Northeast will be both in range of this. It's a heavy cruiser getting too close. Okay, our scout force is still heading up at almost max speed. I guess it could go max speed while it's not in firing range. Just until it catches up. Yeah, we're firing battleship guns at a line of heavy cruisers. They do have battleships up there, but it's the heavy cruisers that we're really engaging right now. Oh, some of those might be battle cruisers, actually, by the looks of it. What is wrong with you? You've already taken big hits? How? I don't know. Your crew quality sucks, though. That's going to be a problem with you. Well, regardless, you're up on this front right now, so. Squad max is now only 22 because of that one. I kind of need my older ones to get out front, quite frankly. I need the older ones to get out front. So hopefully we could swap them without any collisions. That's going to be my goal right now. They have heavy cruisers back here, so I'm going to try to just get that with my scout force. Well, that's working out. Because these ones have better range, but their crew quality is not up to snuff. So, if we can get them up front and make them the targets, they're also worth less. And they're already getting shot. They're already taking damage. How did you already take so much damage? These Italians are pretty stinking accurate. And unfortunately, with poor quality, our big battleships are not going to be very stinking accurate. You guys need to slow down a touch. It's going to be weird controlling both of these at the same time. I feel like you can just get in a little core with the other cruiser division and that'll do just fine. Even though you're probably the leader. The other one has more heavy cruisers in its line. Okay, so this is where the vast majority of their big ships are. Let's turn to get them into like a firing line with us. It's heavy cruiser. Oh, they have battleships over here. Okay, we don't want to be back here then, getting shot at our heavy cruisers by battleships. So let's just start moving out of the way. Getting as far away as possible, as soon as possible. Here we have an interesting situation where we can kind of turn, if we so chose. There's no way this is all battleships. How could this all be battleships? This is very strange. I think we're gonna just turn around with all of these ships right now. Just to make this work. What the fuck are you doing? Oh, you were set to something completely different. You're charging in, and it's a big mistake. That might be why they're running away. They might think these have torpedoes or something. Unfortunately, the Kaiser Karl's taking some big fucking damage because it decided to charge in. Oh, great. It's nighttime. Okay, this is the leader, yeah, so it's what I have control of right now. My battleships are pretty injured, unfortunately. Enemy aircraft are approaching me now, which is just fantastic. So this went fucking terribly. We didn't find them again. Our battleship just got torpedoed on the way out, taking heavy damage, and we lost a destroyer, meaning this was an abysmal loss for us. They had a marginal victory. Kaiser dismayed over loss of irreplaceable... Loss of warships? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1. We didn't lose any. What do you mean loss? That's weird. Peace without border changes or reparations. This sucks, right? Because we were kicking ass and now it's losing, so he's gonna want to make peace. A compromised peace is mediated by Germany. God damn it. That is the stupidest fucking shit. I kept checking. Our invasion was prompted. It never fired, even though we maintained control over here for most of the time. Thankfully, we didn't lose Sardinia, but dude, we were kicking so much ass until Japan joined, and then we just lost everything. Not in battles, not due to poor anything, just our VPs deleted themselves to the point where our Kaiser's like, well, we're losing, we better get peace. Meanwhile, the war was evolving into me, Great Britain, France, and America versus Japan and Italy. It could have been more than that because America has even more allies too. There was no way we could have lost that. And the game just absolutely fucked me over. And I am bitter about it. What kind of stupid mechanic is that? Like, honest question. On the slim chance the dev ever sees this video, what kind of stupid fucking decision did you have to make to think it made sense to that when a nation besieged on all sides joins an ally in the war, the player loses half his victory points and now counts as losing in a battle where he had basically incapacitated the enemy navy to the point of uselessness? What stupid decision got you there? Well, regardless, that is the decision that the developer made. That is what I unfortunately paid for. I'm getting a little bitter right now, as you can tell. I'll probably be less bitter when I'm playing a stronger country and I don't need things to work out fairly to get good things. Just having this player preference is quite annoying. You don't need to put air bases in reserves. You put air bases in reserves? Wait, what? I can just put this in... Yeah, you can. You can just reserve an airbase. What happens if I reserve an airbase? Doesn't seem to do fucking anything. It probably just stands down the enemy planes. Or, well, our planes. Probably just to save money. Yeah, sure. Let's do that. Now we're saving money. We can expand the airbase at Spalato, which we can add more planes to. Which is going to be some medium bombers. 20 of them. Whatever land installation we lost, it was probably just special. It didn't seem to be an actual paid for land installation. We'll get more money too. We just have some things repairing. That's going to be kind of shitty a little bit. We're going to build up some larger docks because we're at the point where we could really, really use some new battleships. I'm going to mothball these really old ships. Let them repair, I guess. I don't know. I could scrap 2 of these right now. The 2 oldest ones here that are over 20 years old. I doubt I could scrap all of them because he wants to have like 7 battleships at any one time. But I could scrap the ones that are rebuilding. because this would be a good time to build new battleships in general sometime soon. And then what else do we have to do? So we have way more tonnage than they do. We're still getting those coastal subs building. No need to build any new ones. We'll just build and keep these ones. We'll want to get rid of those old battleships, get some new battleships in, which I guess would keep us at 10 battleships for right now. Our cruiser force may be a little injured, but it's still superior. We definitely want to get some more destroyers up. We're building like 7 more as it is. But that's 1, 2, 3. And then that's 7, 4. We would need like 2 more destroyers to complete another division. So let's build 2 more Pythons. Let's get those building. And then, so what will that end us with at the end of the day? 51? That's an interesting number, if I did that math correctly. 50, 51. Yeah, we have an odd number of old destroyers, I guess. We would need more destroyers than that, though. We would want to get that more up to 60, like 2 more divisions of Pythons would actually be really good before we get into building the battleships. Additionally, it's probably time to go ahead and scrap our airship bases. That's the last war we really need them in. Let's go ahead and get rid of them, save some money. This is saving a lot of money. God, the price is a lot higher than it seems when you're also paying for the airships. That's a lot. Yeah, that's a whole lot. We'll have just strategic air bases from this point on. You know, we have 1 here, we have 1 here, we have 1 here. We're gonna spread some more out, you know, put 1 on Sardinia as well, 1 on Rhodes, and that would be enough for now. It's probably not perfect, but it might give us enough planes to really just stand up to anybody else. Get rid of these 2 old ships. We're not going to repurpose them. They're really hitting the edge of their lifespan anyway. But I will mothball the other 2 just to sate the need here. I mean, let's see. Yeah, he wants 7 operational battleships. So, all right, we can wait a while. That's fine. I'll leave those 2 there. We can afford an entire another division of Pythons. I'm still building these as an addition to the Ciscoses, not a replacement. We can go ahead and place those down. Like I said, we want to get up to like 60 again. This will put us at 57, which is like decent, but not perfect. The Ciscoses are the ones in a weird situation. We have some groups of them that are not too great, but we don't want to like replace them or anything. Move you to the 7th. So we have a bunch of ones that are full. But then we also have one that's half full for Ciscoses. Well, we got a lot of construction going, including the dock size. We'll focus the destroyers first. I guess in a year, maybe we can go ahead and start working on some battleships. 1 more division of these destroyers, these Pythons, might be good, I suppose. I feel like we still probably have enough ASW, but I think we lost a lot of these ASW things in the fight. A lot of the new ones, too, not even the Arenes. Interesting. Do you have anything becoming outdated just yet? Nope, not currently. We know we want to keep that intel. We have 2 allies again, Britain and France, which is quite interesting. Very World War II-ish, I suppose. And we'll hold off building any more air bases for right now. Let's just accumulate a little bit of money, move it over into the next turn. It is 1939. 10 more submarines have been commissioned. Breakthrough in armor. Armor quality increase. AP is getting better. Motor torpedo boat tenders are being researched. Study of enemy aircraft losses during wartime. We shot down 40 enemy aircraft. A lot was shot down by heavy AA, light AA, and fighters. Okay, well, that's interesting. Speaking of, I could go ahead and request something new. Our medium bomber's 2 years old. Let's go ahead and, I guess, get a new one. A big bomb load is basically a given, so I don't even know. Like, I'm thinking, like, should we even prioritize a bomb load? That's generally how medium bombers are measured, is by the bomb load. And I like to put toughness on them as well. There's nothing here to say, put a torpedo on it, but let's get researching one. That's 7 months. We have these 2 fighters that are both active. And which one are we prioritizing? Probably the one with 6 firepower. That's faster. Let's obsolete this old one. The new one has better reliability anyway. Naval Patrol Aircraft is another variant, but it's a pretty good variant, so I'm happy with it. We have a lot of monthly balance and income. Let's go ahead and order another division of Pythons. And just like that, we'll have, oh shit, 63 total destroyers, adding on these pythons, keeping the Ciscoses, of course. 11 subs have been commissioned. We're going to have these for a while. We could build an MTB in an invaded possession if AMCs are present. Well, that's actually kind of cool, but we also probably won't use it because we base entirely out of the Mediterranean. That might be another playthrough kind of thing. We are going to have 33 coastal submarines basically ready to go. We're just going to keep them. The coastal subs maintenance is not a lot. It's not. This is like maintaining those 10 mine-laying submarines, basically. This is basically roughly what that is equivalent to, and it gives us one of the biggest submarine fleets in the world. We sank a lot of Italy's submarines, like half of their total submarine fleet, I think. We have some money. Let's go ahead and build a new air base in Rhodes at Lindos. There's 2 ports we could put it at. I'm just gonna pick Lindos because it's closer to like everything else instead of just facing the Ottoman Empire. So it just seems like a better place to put one if we only have one. And on this island, you only really need one. Having 2 there would be kind of overkill. Having an air base in general might be overkill, but fights would happen over here. So these strategically placed air bases would be good. Sardinia is a weird situation where having one on each side would be incredibly invaluable given the shape of the location. And you know, they're going to probably blitz attack that again at some point. What happened to our budget? It's bigger than it was before the war. Italy's budget has shrunk quite a bit. I wonder if they're going to have like a lot of unrest again, because even though it treated it like we lost the war and, well, not lost, but needed to peace out, we were doing really, really well. You know, I have more money. I guess I could go ahead and build an air base over in Sardinia as well. Because if I had to build an air base at either of these locations, we would go ahead and build it at Caligari. Put an air base there. Because most of the fighting tends to happen around here, not up here with Italy. So that might be the best spot for once. We're building 2 more air bases. We're still amassing money. Additionally, I'm going to put all the Jupiters on mothball because I'm not really sure if I'm going to keep them at this point. The oldest ones of them are now like 27 years old. And depending how long it is before we get into another war, they'll be at their kind of maintenance limit. We were already only using them for trade protection, and even then they didn't really do a whole lot. We usually just end up blockading our enemies anyway, and so we also usually end up just fighting a massive enemy submarine fleet in general. So freeing up that money for something else might be good. I'm tempted to scrap them right now, quite frankly, because again, we don't need them. There's only 7 of them left. They're not really providing me anything of value, and that money that we get, that initial money we get from it, and then the income we get by not having them could be good. Not having them also makes things like what we need on TP and whatnot during war easier. Yeah, they're outdated, they're slow, they're not going to really be very efficient in another war. So let's just get rid of the Jupiters. That gives me a little bit more money, a little bit more income to work with. Pushing it into the next turn, our final coastal submarine has been built. We now have 33. We'll just leave it like that. Submarine effectiveness goes up thanks to a snorkel. Tensions reduced due to random tension changes with Italy and Great Britain. Yeah, it's going to be a while before we get into a combat. We have just so much money right now. These old ships are getting outdated. Good timing, because I'm just going to scrap them anyway. Don't see any outdatedness happening to anything else. And, you know, we just updated the Budapest, so they should be ready even for the next war. However, we have a nice full episode. The war's done in a way that honestly really pissed me off. But with our cruiser fleet mostly intact, we're down a heavy cruiser, and everything else doing pretty well. We are in a good position to modernize our battleship fleet coming up here pretty soon. That is, however, going to have to wait for another episode. So for now, thank you guys very much for watching, and I'll see you on the next one.